Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's Florence, the fiance.
And we are back. And not only are we back, we're back in person. Very exciting times.
Yeah.
Also, disclaimer. Florence said I shouldn't make this disclaimer, but I'm going to make it just in case the audio is not great because I've not set up this whole audio interface thing in a while. And so I'm kind of paro that maybe it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. But hopefully it is. So, yeah, that's the disclaimer.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure. Oh, my God. Also, what are we drinking today? I have a surprise because obviously this is the first time in a long time that we've recorded in person. Mm-hmm. And so I went out of my way. Ooh. I say out of my way, I went to Sainsbury's to get something special for us to drink today. And I didn't want to have it on the table ready because I wanted it to be a surprise, like on air.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave the mic now and I'm going to actually go and get it.
I'll sing in the interim.
Okay, go ahead.
Any special requests?
No, anything you like, babes.
And I am telling you, I'm not going. You're the best man I'll ever know. There's no way I can ever.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh.
Please save the people.
But I hadn't finished.
I'm back. So,
not the penis in the colada.
the penis in the colada. I got piña colada.
Why did you say it like
You know
that? Is
when,
that the Mexican way?
No, that's how the Spanish say it. You know, there was an episode of The Receipts, where like they were discussing it, and then Milena was like piña colada, and I was like, that's literally how you say it.
Oh, piña colada.
Yeah, piña colada. That's why it has the little squiggly thing over the end.
It's like tequila. It's tequila or something like that.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just did an accent. Yeah. So what we're drinking today is the Funkin' Cocktails piña colada, premium blend of real pineapple, not that fake shit. Coconut, rum, and a splash of cream. And as always, this is going to be on our Instagram, so you guys can have a look, and we'll tag the company so that one day they'll want to sponsor us.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm gonna pour it for us now.
I've been drinking.
Oh, happy birthday, sis! Happy birthday, Queen Bee. Her birthday was
Are we really doing that?
yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah, I am. Why not? You literally just referenced her music.
No, but fine. It's just I've seen a lot of stands doing way too much.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on for Beyonce. But I mean, I guess because she's 40 as well, wasn't it? The one thing that I saw was like, there was this video of her at 30 basically saying...
Oh, that was amazing.
I was like,
and it was just like, I need to do one at 30 of what I want to achieve.
What have I done with my life? I used to do them. Do you remember when I used to do them?
Yeah,
I do videos to myself. Yeah, I still have bare videos of like what I want to achieve by 30.
But
and my letters, did you do your letters to yourself?
I haven't done my letters in a while.
Did you not do the no, but the New Year's one. Did you not do the New Year's one?
I
And the birthday one?
I haven't done it in a while. But to be honest, I was talking to my sister the other day and I've got 2 things I need to do, but they're in motion. And once I've done that, I actually would have achieved everything I wanted to achieve by 30. The only thing... Oh, okay, thanks. The only thing I wanted to achieve that I wouldn't have achieved was had kids, but that was a dream before...
But you didn't want to achieve that.
I did.
The goalpost has changed.
Yes. So
right,
if I achieve these 2 things, by the grace of God, I would have achieved everything I wanted to achieve by 30. Amen. Which is a very beautiful place to be in.
The most beautiful of places to be.
Yeah. So
Amen.
then we do one for 40.
Clank, clank.
Bitch. You have to look in each other's eyes or the sex is going to be bad for 10 years.
All right, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I've got like my ear infection back, so.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
This is good.
And it is very strong.
It's quite strong, yeah. It's like strong enough. Yeah. Only one for you.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. So today we are doing No Place to Hide. And this is
the Rehteah Parsons story. Sorry, I forgot to say that at the end of the last episode, and I felt kind of bad because it kind of eliminates the victim from the title. So it's No Place to Hide, the Rehteah Parsons story.
Yeah. And this is an Amazon documentary.
Right. But I don't know that it's an Amazon documentary. Prime. I feel like someone made this movie.
No, yeah.
And they put it on Amazon.
That's how all of Amazon documentaries.
Oh, they don't make their own.
Yeah.
Oh, they're on Netflix. Right. Okay.
I think they're going to venture into
probably.
Stuff, which is a market
Amazon do because they do those football ones.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. I don't remember what it's called. My sister's going to kill me. But they're doing one about Arsenal, apparently. So they do like, yeah, I know.
That's just going to be like
just
sorrow and depression and tears and grieving.
Limited success. But yes, I think they do those documentaries. I don't remember what it's called.
This is increasing like the saliva in my mouth.
Is that good or bad?
It's good because it's sweet. So
yeah.
Not as sweet as me, but you know. Also, just found out Sarah Harding died. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, R.I.P. man.
R.I.P. But yeah.
Yeah.
So this documentary opens up with some home footage of a little girl talking about herself, and she's just saying, yeah, My name is Rehteah, or is it Rehteah? Rehteah. I think she was 6. She was like, I'm 6 years old.
She's a really cute kid.
Very cute kid. I have a boyfriend. His name is Greg, I think she said.
Is your phone on flight mode?
No.
Girl, every time. I just put mine on as well, so let me not judge.
Just do some elevator interlude music. And basically, whilst we see these clips and pictures in the background, we can hear people who we assume are her parents talking about how she was a funny, shy, intelligent kid, passionate about animals. We see this little pug that she saved. And it's so weird. I had a dream last night that I was being attacked by a pug.
Just the one?
Just one.
Wow.
And it like bit me really hard.
Did you survive?
Yeah.
We thank God.
Yeah.
Just the pug. Do you remember, did I tell you that story about when I got chased by a chihuahua?
No.
I'm sure I've told you this before.
How old are you?
I was old enough to be scared. No.
Chihuahua was small.
Listen, notoriously deadly, okay? I was maybe like 8 or 9, yeah. Okay. And my mum said, maybe I was older actually, maybe I was like 10 or 11. My mum sent me to go and give jollof rice to one of our neighbours. It's like, you know where I live, yeah?
Which neighbour?
Yeah, so not to be honest, she did used to give jollof rice to like the Irish guy next door, and he's lovely vibes. You know, I have to, guys, I'm sure you've heard this on the podcast before. I have 2 Irish neighbours, one on either side. One is great vibes, one is the devil. So the nice one, the good vibes one, my mum would always give him jollof rice. But that's not the neighbour. This one is like from my house. If you go all the way up the street, they live there, and so next door was a house with a chihuahua. And so I was just, you know, going up there delivering the jollof rice, and then I saw it looking at me as I was approaching my neighbour's gate, right? And I was like, okay.
So the neighbour you were giving jollof to had a chihuahua?
No, their neighbour, their next door neighbour had a chihuahua. Was it a chihuahua? It was a small dog. Right. So as I was approaching their gate, the chihuahua was looking at me, doing up eyes, and I was like, I'm not about it, sir. Please let me just come and deliver in peace, right? Cool. I pressed the doorbell. Chihuahua was getting all antsy, like, oh, what's going on here? I said, oh, it's a bit scary, this. Yeah, cool. So I delivered the jollof rice as I was instructed to. And then, like, I'm slowly backing away now because I'm walking out of the gate and the Chihuahua's looking at me. I'm looking at it. We're looking at each other. I'm like, listen, I'm not about it. Leave me alone. Yeah. And then it starts running after me and I'm running.
So how does it come out? Like,
it jumped off over the little gate.
No way.
And it chased me. Literally, and so I was like running for my life, like, you know, in the movies, yeah, when you get to the door and you're like,
yeah,
that was me.
And then
my mum was just looking at me like, what's your problem?
And then did the dog come all the way to your house?
No, I think it must have stopped like a while back because I made it to my gate and to my door, and
so
like,
I didn't running crazy.
Yeah, it's like I stopped hearing the barking, but you know, the adrenaline was a lot.
It was still carrying you.
So yeah, so I'm not really a fan of.
Okay, I have a dog attackation story.
Okay, go on.
So
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah. But this involves, and I'm going to name and shame because I've been carrying this with me for a long time.
Oh, go ahead.
So...
I know who you're going to say. Liz.
Yeah.
And Abner.
I had okay, cool. So, how did you know?
I think I've heard the story before. Yeah. I think I have.
So, guys, you may have heard us mention, like, my friend Liz and my other friend Abner. We went to secondary school together. And our secondary school was in the sticks. It was like this private school literally in the fucking middle of nowhere. There was nothing on that street. And to get to... where the bus was, the nearest bus station. So the nearest bus station was nearest bus stop was a good 20-minute walk.
That's wild.
But we had to do that walk in like 10 minutes because after school the bus came every 30 minutes. Yeah. So we literally had to like sprint to the bus. And to get there, we had to go through a graveyard that was attached to a church. Okay, cool. So one day we were walking through, doing our normal thing, sprinting. And then there's this guy with a massive dog. I don't know what... Thinking back now, it was probably like a German Shepherd.
Oh, right, okay.
So then all of us stop on our tracks. This dog is barking, looking at us very, very aggressively. And then the owner does the typical white people dog ownership. Like, oh, he doesn't
He's not going to bite. Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, hold your dog. We tried to move. You know that thing where you're like backing like to the side?
Yeah, you're like, if I move really slowly, maybe he won't see me.
I don't know what he did. Next thing the owner let go of the leash, it lunged for us. These bitches, okay. Not to be mistaken with the dog, to be literally my friends.
These human bitches
pushed me, okay, towards the dog and ran. This dog literally leapt on top of me. and I was like screaming for dear life. It was barking in my face. It probably wasn't this dramatic, but this is how I remember.
That's how you recall it, yeah.
Yeah,
so that's how it happened.
Because trauma, like,
yeah, exactly.
And then finally, the owner regained like control. And what annoyed me about that whole situation, other than being pushed by my friends, was that
he sacrificed you.
Was that the owner was very much relaxed, like.
Because the owner probably thinks, oh, he's just trying to play.
Yeah.
But you're like, my life is at risk.
It's going to rip my face off.
Right.
So, yeah.
Which happens.
Yeah. So, anyways, back to Rehteah and her dogs. So, she loved dogs. And we basically learned that she went to school, to junior school, and that was fine. And then she went to Cole Harbour, which was one of the biggest schools in the area.
This all takes place in Canada, by the way.
Yeah, Canada.
At first, I was like, oh, is it Canada? Oh, is it Canada? I mean, they did say Nova Scotia quite a bit, so I was like, okay, it probably is Canada. Yeah. But then I started hearing about, and I was like, yep, definitely Canada.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, like, where the Canada reference is from, you need to watch The Office when Michael is taking a trip, an international trip. And he says, Meredith, can you act as if you're a woman from Abu Dhabi? And Meredith is like, hello. So yeah, guys. And then when Jim asked him, like, okay, so where are you going? He's like, Canada. So yeah, guys, yeah.
Great show.
Great show. I watched it this morning. I watched the diversity.
Do you know what scene I watched recently?
Which scene?
The on Twitter, everyone was like, "Oh, what's the funniest scene from a comic?" And it's when Dwight does the whole like fire thing, and he's like, "The fire's shooting at us!"
Oh my god,
that's one of the best scenes.
But you know, I think a very underrated scene is when Michael knocks over Meredith. I feel like I'm the only person that's like one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, like, I feel like the writing in that scene, like that scene could have been its own episode.
What, the fire shooting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a great scene. And literally, it's the opening scene, and then you get the theme tune, and then it's like a whole other episode.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's great.
So basically, we learned that obviously Rehteah is joining this school. She's making friends, which is normal. And then she basically says to her dad, yeah, like, I want to go to a sleepover at a friend's house. Mm-hmm. And the dad is a bit skeptical. He's like,
I love her dad.
Literally, I love him.
He reminds
me so
much
of my dad, in
the best way.
Yeah. And basically he's just saying, like, are you sure, like, is this friend somebody who can look after you if anything happens?
Yeah, exactly.
And she does the typical kid thing, which is like, yeah, like, we're good kind of thing. So we learned that she goes to a friend's house. Mm-hmm. They decide they want to get lit, so they go to this guy's house.
They're like 15 at this time, or 16. 15? Oh, they're younger. They're younger than that.
Yeah, because she just started.
Yeah,
they're younger. So she wants to get lit. So they go to this guy's house, and then at this guy's house, two other guys come. And do you know what's so harrowing about this story?
It really is harrowing. That's the word.
This is literally the same script for every single like story that's happened like this. So there's so many of these, like,
this happens all the time. It happens
and
like
it's
this.
The exact same. It's literally play by play. There's a documentary on Netflix about this. I don't know if
The Raw Red Roll.
Is that what?
I've seen that one. When they're all like tweeting about it. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Maybe it's on Netflix now, actually. I know it's definitely on BBC iPlayer.
I can't remember what it was called. It's basically about
TCO did it.
Two girls. It covers these two girls.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I think one of them was called Ashley. It's not the same story, but it's the same concept, but it's two different girls.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen that.
Mm-hmm. Exact same concept. Literally same story, word for word.
And people keep getting away with it. That's why these things keep happening in the same way.
Literally. But anyway, so they go to this guy's house. Two other guys come and they start drinking vodka. And obviously Rehteah is a kid. And the thing is, she does what kids do. They want to fit in. They want to look cool.
Right.
So they go with the flow of like what everybody else is doing. Mm-hmm. She's drinking, and then she obviously doesn't know like her
limits. Yeah. Because as a kid, like even us, like getting to uni and stuff, like now it's like I know what I need, like to ride the wave and not fall off. Like it's been a while since I fell off. But like, at that age, you don't know. You're just drinking. And then later on in the documentary, they mentioned about her taking however many shots or whatever. Especially with shots, like you don't know.
You don't know.
It doesn't hit you straight away.
Small,
it doesn't hit you straight away.
Literally. So they don't make it clear exactly what happens at this time, but we know something bad happens because her dad's saying he's on a flight on his way home. He's getting text messages from Rehteah asking if he can live with her. So again, they don't make it clear, but it's very obvious her parents are separated.
Yeah, because even in the documentary, like they have different scenes. Like they don't even really reference each other. Like I don't know what happened there, but they're not together.
Because even there's a time when the dad said the mum's name, but then he like corrects himself and he was like, "Oh, Rehteah's mum."
Yeah.
So yeah, and then her mum also gets a missed call from Rehteah's auntie saying, yeah, like, you need to come, she's at my house. Like, she was on a ball crying. and she basically is not sure what happened, but she just like she remembers bits of what happened, and the parents are really trying to reassure her at this point, trying to understand
what exactly happened.
So basically the next day at school, the dad tells us that
the story came out that Rehteah was a slut on Tuesday at school, and they're all bragging about it. Rehteah Parsons slept with 4 guys.
And Rehteah basically doesn't even remember what happened. So she's shocked, basically.
Right, she's learning about this the same way that everybody else is learning
about it. And now she's learning that apparently she's a slut who slept with
4 guys. And she has no
doesn't
recollection.
Remember. Exactly. So there's this picture that starts spreading of her at school, which is awful. And it's basically of her like being sexually assaulted, but she's throwing up outside of the window. And the picture goes viral, and it's not just like within her school, it goes viral in the whole school
county,
district and everything. So loads of schools and people know about what's going on, and Rehteah has a nervous breakdown. So during this time, more stuff is coming back to her about the night, and what she remembers is they were drinking, these 2 guys came in, they took her to a room, they were having turns with her. She remembers saying no, she remembers feeling sick and then throwing up, and then she remembers seeing like a flashing camera. But she doesn't remember, like...
everything, yeah.
So her and her mum decided to go to the police, which I really found admirable on Rehteah's part, because some kids are just like, oh, they don't want to go to the police, they just want to bury this, they don't want all of that.
But then because of what happens to her in the rest of this documentary, that is why people do not go to the police.
Exactly.
And it's just so... like, this whole thing was so frustrating.
Yeah, it was very frustrating. And I just feel like it's so admirable at that age for her to be able to understand, like... I was sexually assaulted. This wasn't right, because so many people would internalize it and be like, I shouldn't have been drinking.
And they feel like it's
I shouldn't have been at a guy's house. Blah, blah, blah. But she was able to be like, no, what happened to me was wrong, and it shouldn't.
And this is what I want to do about it. Yeah, exactly.
So they go to the police station, and they give a statement which takes like 2 hours, and then they leave. Then they receive a call. Have you watched Fargo?
I have a little bit. Like I started
Season
it.
1.
Yeah, I started it, but I didn't finish it.
I don't know why. Like I just imagine like the police officers kind of sound like that. I know they wouldn't because it's Canada. But you know, like, I'm Lester Nygaard, like that kind of ridiculous bumbling idiot.
Yeah, because they behave like bumbling fools in this whole thing. So it makes sense.
It seems like kind of Canadian police and British police are one and the same.
Yeah, they're cousins, isn't it?
Yeah. So they get a call from the police officer, and they're basically like, you shouldn't have given your statement to that person. He wasn't the right person. He doesn't have jurisdiction.
And it's like, so then why was she allowed to give her statement? So you're making her do this again,
reliving her trauma.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Like, what is the
why
problem?
didn't you have someone sick that day and you're like, oh, go on, and you say, and if that was the case, then why wouldn't you just be like, look, we'll get you to come back when someone who's qualified to take your statement can take your statement?
Like, it's ridiculous. So she goes back and she goes to give her statement, and this time it takes 10 hours. And then obviously, because time has passed, there's been a passage of time, she's remembering more than what she did the first time. So when she goes to give her statement,
the second statement,
there, I don't even like using the word discrepancies, but I'd say they're differences because she's remembering more.
Yeah, they're not exactly the same.
And okay, so this bit gets me fucked all the way up, because it's like, you guys have said that the statement she gave first is invalid. She shouldn't have given it to the right person. Why do they then compare the first statement to the second statement?
Because it's like she's on trial, and that's what happens all the time.
Exactly.
Because it's not as if like she ran someone over and they're like, okay, cool, give us your statement. Let's check what your stories are saying. I am the victim. I have come to report a crime. You told me the first time I reported it wasn't valid. So why do you even still have that? Why is that even still there?
You should ban that shit.
Right, now I'm telling you something. It's not even like something completely different. It's just that there are additions. There's more information now than there was before. It's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, they raped me, and now I'm saying, oh yeah, they stabbed me. Like, do you get what I mean?
Have you watched A Promising Girl?
No, what's that?
Oh my god, you should watch it. It's a movie.
Is it? Is it a thriller?
No. No.
What is it?
So the synopsis of the movie is basically about this girl who, her friend, from what we understand, her friend killed herself. Basically, they allude to that. Killed herself because she was raped in college.
Right.
And then all of the guys get off scot-free, despite the fact that, like, it was reported and everything. And it's about a promising man syndrome. Basically,
Right.
it's
He had a future. Like,
he had a future. Let's not. And that's
all the time.
And
White
that's
guys,
basically what happens whenever women come forward, like about rape or assault or stuff like that. It's always, especially in these kind of scenarios, college time, uni,
high school.
It's always like, oh, he has such a promising future. Do we really want to?
He made a mistake. Like, let's not ruin his life. But a black boy will be caught with however much of weed, and then they'll throw him in jail. Did he not have a promising future?
Exactly. Watch that movie. It's really, really good.
Oh, I don't want to be saddened.
No, it's really good.
Okay.
We can watch it today.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, I think that's part of why she got this response from them.
Right.
Because as far as they're concerned, these are high school kids also doing what quote unquote high school kids do.
Yeah, boys
are
will be
they really
boys.
going to derail like these boys' futures?
And also, I feel like they don't rate the women. Like, they look at it like, well, you shouldn't have been there if you weren't there. That wouldn't happen.
Exactly.
As opposed to, why did this person... Like, when they say teach boys not to rape. Like, why... Like, it's just...
Yeah. So... Basically, they use this against her and they just say, your case is looking a bit shaky. So they go on to investigate for a year. They never bring the boys to the...
They don't interview them, do they? Yeah, they don't interview them.
Nope.
None of them.
They never see cell phones, which is basically where the phone pictures are being passed
And there's a whole
around.
picture. Imagine for people who don't have pictures. Oh, is there a fly? You're looking at me like...
No.
Is it a bee or a fly?
It's a fly.
Okay.
It's just a fly.
I need to kill this.
But it's just because it's against the white, it looks
so... it stands out more.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's let it live. I don't mind. I'm feeling generous today.
Okay. I always just think like they've perched on like dead bodies.
I know. What dead bodies are? Well,
anyway, you don't know where it's flown from.
Yeah, we are. What?
Could be from
What's the
Nigeria.
range of a fly?
I don't know. Probably
I'm
not
sure a fly
They
can't
don't-
make it to Nigeria.
They don't live long, anyways.
They live too long. This thing is still alive right now.
Yeah, they don't investigate. They don't look at the phones, and this is the base. Like you basically have the evidence there.
Right.
This is the base, the minimum of what you should do. Collect the phones and see
at
the
the very
trail.
least, even speak to them and say, okay, cool, what happened? Because that's why you're looking for discrepancies. You're looking for discrepancies between the guys who are accused of doing these things, because
Not
they are
the
the ones on
woman.
trial. Yeah.
Oh god. So Rehteah's dad says,
It almost seems like this classic example of making a decision about sexual assault right at the very start.
and it's that thing we talk about, people reaching their conclusion and then they're trying to find a narrative
Evidence to match that conclusion that they've already reached.
exactly.
Yeah.
So on-screen text tells us that they did reach out to the police about this and they declined to comment. Surprise, surprise. So when questioned about how the investigation was being conducted by her parents and why the boys weren't being brought in separately to be interviewed. So it seemed like the police officers were spending a lot of time interviewing people who had received the text or the picture rather than
The
those
people
spreading
who
it.
took the picture and spread it. Yeah.
Literally, when questioned about this bitch says to Leah, who is Rehteah's mum, this is not CSI. And the dad says something really funny and he's like, okay, well, if that's the case, have that on your badge. Just be like, yeah, this is the RPMC, not CSI. We don't get shit done.
Right.
And he's like, we've been known this isn't CSI. Because
Yeah, exactly.
If it's CSI, there would be arrests.
Things would be done. I really like her dad. Like,
I
her
really
dad
like
is the
him.
MVP of this whole episode.
Yeah, he is.
And when I say men are trash, I don't mean him.
Yeah, he's excluded from
Yeah,
that statement.
defo.
So whilst all of this was going on, the picture kept circulating. Rehteah moved schools. She lost everything. She'd go to schools where girls would bully her.
Oh, the girls bullying are the... Honestly,
It's always the girls though, and this is the thing. I hate to be that woman, but we were just talking about this, like in working environments. Like, and guys, please feel free to comment. I work in HR, and it's a very woman-dominated area of business, and I find that whenever I work in a company where there's majority women, it's always a worse working environment than when there's like a good balance of men and women, and I don't know why it is. I also think like misogyny, patriarchy, all of that has caused women to like pit against each other. Because if you think about it, women compete against each other for everything in the world.
For men, for husbands, for jobs.
because there's limited resources for women. There's limited jobs for women.
There's limited men.
There are limited men for women. So we are constantly in competition with each other, having to put the next girl down to feel good. And I'm not saying this is every woman. I'm not saying this is general. And
it's definitely a certain type of woman.
Exactly. And I'm not one of those women by any means that's like, oh, more male friends than women friends. But I'm just saying that, like, I'm not that kind of bitch. I just don't get on
with women. Like, men are just like, they just get me more.
Furthest thing. I'm such a girl's girl. Most of my friends are women.
Yeah.
But I feel like patriarchy and just society in general has led us to like pit against each other.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I walked into a school and a girl was going through this, maybe I can say this now at this point because I'm
as you've grown, yeah,
I've had the exposure, I understand more things about consent and sexual assault and all of that. But genuinely, like, for me, my approach would be like, I actually would seek her out to be friends with her.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you need an advocate, and I can be that for you.
Literally.
Because sometimes it really just takes the one. Like, it's so easy for everyone to just jump on the bandwagon. And this thing was like, with guys, cool, you might expect that from them. Like, they might be douches or whatever else, yeah. But with women, it's like, fam, this could have easily been you.
Yeah.
This could have easily been you.
Yeah. So these guys were bullying her. Like, they would try to fight her. They would call her.
How are you going to try and fight me?
For being sexually assaulted.
Because I was sexually assaulted. And even if you don't believe I was sexually assaulted and you believe I was a slut, why are you trying to fight me?
What is the fight going to do?
What is it going to do? Was it your man?
Literally.
And if it was your man, then that's who you need to address. So this documentary, like, it just made me so angry. You know when you're just like livid, like, why did this happen?
Yeah. So we learned that in March she attempts, and to be honest, the timeline of this documentary is a bit off.
So this documentary, can I just say this right here and now? Yeah. You know how we always say Netflix documentaries, it takes so long and it's really slow.
This was really fast.
This was the opposite. I literally was like blinking and we'd be like 5 months down the line.
Oh my
like,
God.
I was like,
going to say that.
What's happening? I was like, what? It was so confusing.
It was fast.
It was not paced at all. Like, it was just a bunch of information, and then at the end of it, you were like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know what.
I think why they were in a rush.
Yeah, and also it was just very it was very strange. Like,
yeah,
it just was like, we've watched many a documentary here on this show, and also otherwise.
50, how much to be precise?
This is episode, I don't know, we're near 60 now.
Yeah,
and like, it's just crazy to me because like this was just unlike any other documentary I've ever seen before. It was like guys in a room, separate rooms, just like talking.
Yeah, and then they like, jumbled it all together.
They really jumbled it. Yeah.
It didn't have a clear.
It was very higgy hagger, but not higgy hagger in that like it didn't make sense. Like, it made sense, but it was just, I felt like I was being rushed
to finish
through it.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Very strange.
Very strange.
So we're in March now. We don't know of what year. We don't know anything.
Yeah, honestly,
we just know we're in March.
We're in March. There is a March.
She attempts to take her own life. And at this point, she's living with her dad. So she attempts to take her own life. Her dad takes her to hospital. And then he's thinking in his...
Sorry, we're supposed to shake the cocktail. I didn't shake it before.
No, this thing is hella thick. That's giving me flashbacks.
Where's my man?
Baby!
Okay, sorry guys. Let's continue.
So, so her dad's kind of happy that he can take her to hospital because he feels like she'll get the help she needs. Yeah. They're trauma specialists there.
They will understand everything.
Exactly. So he kind of leaves her there with hopes that she will get everything.
Which is what you would do as a parent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to do back home. I'm taking you to somewhere where
they can help.
Yeah, they can help you. Yeah.
So, do you know what? Watching this was so traumatic because it was just a festival of sorrow. Yeah. Like, it was like everything was stacked up against this girl.
Everybody failed her.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in terms of like her parents didn't do a good job, but everybody that was supposed to help her, all the services, social services, police, hospitals, everyone that is paid to help her.
Teachers, school, they failed her.
Friends.
Literally.
How many friends checked up on her? We meet maybe one friend this whole time.
Literally.
Who's telling us what she is telling us. Who knows what she was really doing at the time.
So she gets taken to this hospital, and apparently there are no trauma specialists. So they sanction her, and she's stripped naked and put in a room by herself for 24 hours. And
by male officers.
By male officers. And she's literally in so much distress.
Sorry, whatever people that work there, yeah.
In so much distress, screaming that she wants her clothes. Like, why would you have me here naked when there are men here?
Right. Why do I need to be naked in the first place?
Did anyone fucking read her file? Why would you do that to her? Like, knowing her history.
Right.
So her dad basically explains to us that everything was worse after she left this hospital. Like, his biggest regret was ever sending her there. Yeah. Like, she learns to cut herself. She becomes extremely suicidal. And they continue to beg the hospital to help her. And then they put her in drug counselling. And he was like, basically it was like, okay, this is the only help we have. Most of these kids have drug issues.
Here, just lump you in with these lot.
And then Rehteah's like begging not to go to drug counselling. She's like, I don't have a drug problem.
Yeah, like, why am I going here? It's not going to help me.
Why am I going to go? Like, what am I doing here with these men? But the dad kind of says, can you just go for one session? Because,
just see what it's like.
Yeah, because he's like, even though it's drug counselling, there'll be therapists and people who
maybe
can
there's
help
tools
you.
that you can learn that can help you with your situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
transferable skills.
Unfortunately, when she goes, this shit is hitting already. The first session she goes to, one of the guys who's there is friends with one of the men who assaulted her, and like he spends the whole session like just glaring at her.
I just can't.
So again, this causes her distress. She calls her dad. He picks her up. So at this point, we learn that the police say they will not be pressing any charges.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
For either rape or child pornography.
There's even a picture. At the very least, if you guys were like, do you know what, we don't have enough evidence, but like we want to do something, you would do child, because your Rehteah at least is underage, and there's a picture of her being assaulted sexually. Is that not like?
She's vomiting. What consent?
What consent can you give with vomit in your mouth?
Literally.
I'm so sorry. This is just ridiculous.
So this injustice sets her back. Rehteah tries to go to school, but she's not allowed, which again victimizes her.
Right.
So
again,
the principal says something about how she transferred from one district. You can't transfer back into the district. And the mum's like, this girl, you know why she transferred. So you're basically saying she cannot come back to school, but the rapists are walking free in the hallways.
Free to rape again.
And again, it's just another rape because she's being victimized all over again.
And it's like her not being in the school kind of like quietens things down. It's like they don't really have to address the issues and stuff like that. Yeah.
So at this point, it's been quite a few years since the rape. And this just shows you how like trauma follows people, because Rehteah is about 17 at this time. And it just gets too much for her. So she actually hangs herself. It's really unfortunate because she doesn't die like immediately. They cut her down. She's taken to hospital. She's brain dead, and then she passes away 3 days later.
It's so sad because even when she did it, like I think her friend was at her house, and so I don't remember what it was exactly that happened, but something happened.
She had an argument with her boyfriend.
Yeah, and then that's it. There was a phone call or something involved. Yeah, and then she's like, I'm gonna come. I don't want to be here anymore. And she goes to the bathroom, and then her friend is kind of saying to her, no, don't do it, blah blah blah. And then she just doesn't hear anything. And then her mum kind of thinks like, oh, there's no way she's going to be able to hang herself in the bathroom. And she's like, when she pushes the door open, she can feel her weight on the back of the door. And it's like, I've never understood, like even like watching Handmaid's Tale and stuff, like the way that they just hang people anyhow. They just string them up anyhow. It's like, wow, even people in prison, that they can just hang themselves anyhow. Like it really must not take that much. And if someone is in that state of mind where they're like, look, I don't want to be here anymore. Like anything you have, you will use.
But so what a lot of people do as well is they hang themselves from the doorknob. So you tie. I don't want to like advise them.
Oh yeah, but they can use So it's not like what apparently Jeffrey Epstein did. Like it's not. It's not no, God forbid. Well, I don't care. It's it's like you don't have to be hanging. Like it's the same kind of motion, but you're lying or you're
It's just and I've been watching 9 Perfect Strangers. I don't know if you watched that on
Amazon.
Yeah.
No, I haven't started. Is it good? We were going to watch it, but I wasn't sure if it'd be good. I saw the trailer and I was a bit like,
It's good, but it's getting... Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Did you watch Clickbait on Netflix?
No, but I've been seeing a lot of tweets about it. Is it good?
People are really tweeting that it's good, and I'm just like, am I a bitch then? Because I literally was watching it, I was invested, and then like the last few episodes, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, I need to watch it.
But watch it, and then we know what you think.
But... the guy was in 9 Perfect Strangers, the guy was talking about his son because his son killed himself, and basically he was just saying that like people who have attempted suicide, like they always say that like, so if whether it's slitting their wrist or whatever, the moment when they're like
passing
out or whatever, like before like whatever, they basically like regret it and they're like, oh my gosh, what the fuck have I done? Like I don't want to die. And then obviously those ones are the ones that are able to like
tell people
the story. And I just thought about Rehteah in that moment, and I'm just like, I'm sure there was a moment when she was losing consciousness, and she was thinking, I don't want to die, because I'm not saying that she didn't have all her like faculties in order, but it was like an argument with her boyfriend, and she was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm going to kill myself. I think it was
reactionary. But it could just be that like this is how she felt and this is what she wanted to do. But this was like the straw that broke the camel's back, and I was like,
there's also that.
Fuck it. that's it. I'm trying to be, because some people do like try and kill themselves and they wake up and they're like, why the fuck am I here?
It's just like Handmaid's Tale. How far are you into it?
I'm season 2, episode 7.
Oh fuck me.
What are you?
I finished.
You're up to date.
I am finished.
How?
Because when
actually, no, I know how, because there's one time when this girl messaged me and she was like, yeah, I've just gone to bed. It was like 5 a.m.
You never responded.
You're like, yeah, it was a really shitty day. But yeah, she was like, yeah, like, I'm 5 a.m.
5. I finished season 3 in one day. I just spent my whole day doing that.
Oh, blessed be.
And under his eye. May the Lord open. That is so. It's so sexual, but disgusting.
It's so fucking scary.
May the Lord open. Open what?
Your womb,
fam. No, oh God, I just want to say the reference.
No, don't. No, please.
Close your ears.
I know. Don't say it. Nobody will know. If I can't have it, nobody can. If I can't have you, nobody can. Okay.
Oh God, you're so annoying. Hurry up.
Yeah, I will. Okay, relax. I even watched 2 episodes this morning.
Just 2.
I had to get ready for you. I even tidied my house for you.
What did you do when you were in the kitchen?
I watched The Office.
That's your problem. Yeah,
but when I watch The Handmaid's Tale, like, I need to be sitting down watching focused. No. I can't be washing plate.
The only thing that's annoying is that, like, it's very dark. I told you this before. Not dark, like,
honestly.
Like,
I can't watch it with the windows open. I have to put the blinds down because I can't see shit.
You can't see shit. You can't see shit that's going on with Fred. Can't see shit that's going on with Fred. Can't see shit that's going on with Serena Joy.
With Nick.
Fam.
I hate Serena so much.
Oh my God. I did a poll and I was like, character favorite did a poll.
Yeah, I muted you guys because I was seeing too many things. I said, no. I was like, I can't. I don't know what it was that I saw. Thank God my memory's shit. But it was like a spoiler adjacent. And I was like, nope.
Yeah. I did a poll and I was like, who's worse? Oh, you don't watch Game of Thrones, but I was like, who's worse, Serena Joy or Cersei? And I actually deeped that Serena Joy is worse because I've never, 2 women I've hated so much on TV. Serena Joy and Cersei. I've never hated TV characters. Like, if I ever saw these...
They don't evoke enough emotion. But those two...
if I saw these man
I'll bang Serena in the face, fam.
And I think Serena Joy is so much worse because her kind of evil and wickedness is concentrated at women. Like, Cersei was an equal opportunist hater, and like her own was like, if you get involved, like if you get in the way of her and like her family's success,
right?
Then,
okay, so it's targeted. Like, there's a reason.
Yeah, but Serena
just hates everyone.
Shits and gigs. So Rehteah kills herself, and it's really sad. And then her mum does like a Facebook post. She creates like a page called Angel Rehteah. She does a post. And just detailing Rehteah's story, and she just
raising awareness, kind of like, I don't want her to die, and like the only story out there is what these rapists and shit have conjured up of her. Like, let us say who she was and all that stuff, which makes a lot of sense.
So then it blows up, which she wasn't expecting, and then Anonymous get involved, and I fucking love Anonymous. Like,
I love them.
I love them so much. I want to be part of them.
I don't know that I could be a part of them, but I do support them. Enough. I do think that they it's like Robin Hood.
Yeah, it is. Like, so they get involved and they're basically like, like, if you lots don't fucking do something, we're going to release 2 of the rapists' names. So, the male privilege of it all. One of the rapists is now afraid for his own life.
Not even his life. His name. Him being doxxed.
And he reaches out to Rehteah's mom. Can you imagine the caucasity?
I will throw my computer.
Honestly. And then he's basically saying, like, he's scared for his life, like, everyone hates him, and he wants to meet her to discuss. Discuss what, fam?
Yeah, Leah was like, whatever you have to say, you say it right on here. I'm not coming to me. I'm not leaving my house to meet you.
That was a smart move from her, because basically,
now she has evidence.
He gives a written confession.
Yeah.
She shares it with Rehteah's dad, and they take it to the police. Then Anonymous finds out that they have this written confession, and they're like, yeah, the Minister of Justice has, like, X amount of days to do something.
Yep.
Or again, we are going to release everybody's shit.
Yeah.
Like, so the case gets reopened, and
they try and say, oh yeah, it's not because of Anonymous. It's just because we have new
evidence
or whatever.
And which new evidence? You have the new evidence that Anonymous announced that you have.
Right, exactly.
So we have done full circle. So they bring in a child pornography specialist, and it's like, you lot couldn't have brought one in since.
Imagine that's your specialty.
I know. Like, I even think, I know Law and Order SVU is not a real...
But there are people who do this. Yeah, there are people who do that job, yeah.
And they have to see this shit day in, day out.
I wouldn't have children.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have children.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have a spouse. I wouldn't have anyone.
I know.
Because how do you trust anybody?
Literally. So, on-screen text tells us that in September, the first male who took the photograph appears in Halifax court. And then we learn they charged...
That's where it happens, isn't it? Halifax.
Yeah. we charged 2 people. They charged 2 people, not us, but they charged 2 people with child pornography. But they don't charge anyone with sexual assault. Yeah. And one of the talking heads says,
"It fascinated me how a case could become such a train wreck. The police, it seemed they really struggled with any evidence that was online or electronic, which is how all the evidence is. These are all teenagers. All they do, like everything they do is on their phones. All the officers didn't even have internet access on their computers at work, or it was highly restricted."
I'm just like, so if you didn't have internet access, what were you doing with your computer?
I'm so sorry.
And guys, this was not like 1980 something.
Right. There was a 2 in front of this year. There was a 2. And from the 2000s, internet has been a thing. Whether it was dial-up or whatever the fuck. Like, it has been a thing. So how are you going to tell me, you, funded by the government or whatever the fuck, police, you don't have access to internet?
They're just busy.
So what is it that you're doing?
They just investigate maple syrup robberies. That's what they do. This was way too much for them.
It's way too much. It's too much. So you don't have access to internet. So you yourself, what?
Are you not embarrassed?
It's very embarrassing.
Like, yeah. The police, just seem to have an attitude about this case. They treated,
they don't care.
The other girl. So the other girl who she went to the party with, they treated her like a witness. But she had not actually witnessed the rape. And then we learned that this girl had dated 2 of the guys that were involved. She came in, saw that they were getting frisky or whatever with Rehteah, and then she got angry and left. So she didn't witness the rape. And a lot of the stuff she says will probably be targeting Rehteah, making Rehteah look bad because she feels like she slept with
her exes. Yeah. Did you see, I don't know if it happens now or later on, but you know the bit where she's like, "Oh, well, the mum didn't say."
Yeah. This is now.
Literally, she was like, "Yeah, well, I don't think that she was
raped.
First of all, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
So let's get that straight.
Yeah.
I don't think she was raped because obviously his mum was in the house, and if someone's getting raped, they're gonna scream and cry and make noise, and she didn't make enough noise. The mum didn't wake up, so clearly she wasn't raped. Are you fucking dumb?
Literally.
Are you stupid?
Fam.
Are you stupid?
Literally.
Are you mad?
Finished.
I'm just like, I had to pause it. I was like, is everyone alright? Is everyone alright? So because his mum was awake, first of all, the fact that his mum was there, I was like, sis.
They don't have home training.
None. And I was like, babes, so because somebody didn't scream and cry loud enough. From the chandelier. Loud enough for somebody's mum to wake up, then to you, that's not rape. So rape is only when you scream and struggle loud enough for somebody's mum to wake up. That's
Mum
what
probably
constitutes
took
rape.
how many Xanax?
Fam, is everything alright?
Finished.
And that's how you within yourself can be like, yeah, well, she didn't get raped, she deserved it, she was like...
Yeah, and then you other yourself from the other woman's experience, not knowing that it could be you.
It could be you.
And also, so basically we learned that parents too were unaware of what rape looked like, and they were asking
grown adults.
One person asked, is it rape if the person is unconscious? That is even when it is the rapiest of rape. That is the final ogre on top that you have to face.
I don't understand. Can somebody say yes or no? If they cannot say yes or no, then it's rape. If they say no and you continue, then it's rape. I don't understand how.
There are no bloodlines.
Literally, the Robin Thicke is not here. I just even one of the talking heads is people, they don't understand consent in school. They don't teach that.
Even that song Bloodlines, isn't it about sexual assault?
I know you want it. Fucking hell. Did she say she wanted it? It's not about what you know. It's about what she said.
I hate them Bloodlines. Because I remember there was a while ago when it came up that it might be a bit problematic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's all coming out now.
It's all coming out now. And then the girl's dancing topless. And he was like, I hate them Bloodlines. Yeah, you just said that, yeah. He's like, I gotta know, because... Did you see this thread on
It's
Twitter?
like that. How many drinks would it take you to leave with me?
Yeah. A lot of
I'm going back to fucking listening to gospel, man.
A lot of songs have rapey
undertones. Yeah, but a lot of guys have rapey undertones as well.
Yeah. But it's just there's this thread on Twitter, and it was like, oh God, always fucking Nigerian men. So it's Nigerian men talking.
The one that was like, oh, if you go abroad, then
hey,
listen to me.
I was like, you lot are rapists in the flesh.
And the thing is that you're so far removed from the fact that you're rapists that this to you don't have a private group to discuss this. You're literally on the internet giving advice
because
to people.
you is so flippant.
So the thread was basically
he was just saying if you're going abroad, you don't do that you can't do what you get away with in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They take rape seriously there.
Basically, that's what he said.
So you have to be sure a girl says yes.
And he was like, make sure you go to her place. Make sure that you stop by a shop so there's CCTV of you guys together showing that you two are
and the thing is that I'm all here for teaching guys about consent, but this wasn't teaching guys about consent. This was teaching guys to protect themselves from rape charges.
Basically. It's like, look, if you're going to rape, you just have to do it differently abroad. That's all
you can't do it how you do it in Nigeria. Because I understand the concept of coming online and being like to guys, you need to understand what consent is. If a girl is intoxicated, this or that, if you're not sure, blah, 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 take a step back. Cool. I even watched this. I told you to watch... I Am.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah, there's an episode about something like that.
Okay.
And the girl basically says no, but he continues kind of thing.
It's like, did you watch I May Destroy You?
No, I still watch it.
It's really, really good. You should watch it. So it's like a stealthing thing where basically they're having sex. She consents to sex with a condom. In the middle, he removes the condom and continues having sex. And it's like, that is rape. Because what I consented to what you are doing are two different things. I didn't consent to having sex with you without a condom.
Yeah.
That is rape. Like, people think that rape is just this violent thing. Someone in the stranger grabs you in the alley and then rapes you violently, and that's it. Like, there's so much more to rape than that. It's not just that. It's not just that. And like, you have to really look within yourself and be like, rah, like, have I exhibited this predatory behavior or have I been subject to this kind of behavior?
Yeah.
It's so scary.
It's very scary.
I remember that time on the timeline when the list and stuff came out, and it's like a lot of women, especially, were like looking back like, rah, like, this has been fucked. Like, things that have happened to me have been fucked. And like, maybe they didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah. I remember there was a guy that was on that list, and I was like, I'm happy this came out because there's something he did to me. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was like, okay, maybe I'm moving mad. But, yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of gaslighting as well. Yeah, hell of a lot. So we learned one of the boys actually sexually assaults another girl. So again, this is
tying right into what we were saying.
Yeah.
But the girl didn't come forward, did she?
Didn't come forward because she was like, I've seen what happened to Rehteah, I'm not on it.
Right.
I don't have the will to do that. So she kept her mouth shut. And the talking heads now talk about how rape is the only crime where the victim is treated like the accused. We even learned that one of the older sisters of the boys who raped her creates a Facebook page mocking Rehteah's death.
Listen, so the way they do it, right? So they do it really well in the documentary, although the documentary is speeding past.
Yeah.
They literally are like, so someone creates a page, basically pictures of Rehteah with like a fake noose around her neck and bad Photoshop and just stupid images like this, yeah. And then the police kind of like finally get internet access and figure, well, to be honest, it's not even the police, it's the FBI that figure all that shit out. And they find out that the person who made that page was the sister of one of the guys that was accused of that did.
He was in one of the guys.
Literally, so it's just kind of like you hear that and you're like, have you not done enough?
Literally,
like your family has your family not done enough?
And then bullying gets worse towards the family because her dad receives death threats on his YouTube, and then again they do the whole FBI shit and find out like the guy that actually was doing it was one of the guys that
was the main guy.
Literally.
So the dad makes a YouTube channel just to kind of be like, look, remembering Rehteah, like, I want people to know, who she is and stuff about her and videos and stuff. And then you're coming to abuse this man on his Facebook page about the daughter that you raped
and led to her death.
Literally, what is wrong with you?
Oh god. So her dad says bullying today is much worse because it follows you on social media and you can never escape it. And it just reminds me of like that fucking stupid Tyler the Creator tweet where it's like, oh, how are you getting bullied online? Just turn off your computer. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, are you absolutely
that's
ridiculous?
it's very, very reductive. Like, are you crazy? Instead of the bullies to turn off their computer.
Yeah. And then a politician Steve Harper says,
bullying to me has a connotation of kind of kids misbehaving. What we are dealing with in some of these circumstances is simply criminal activity.
I love that bit.
And it's literally what they did to Rehteah is no different from like when you have somebody like you're intimidating a witness or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's criminal
activity.
Yeah. It's not bullying like, oh, like you stink.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like,
it's not, I tied your laces together and you fell down.
Or like I pantsed you. Like
it's literally criminal activity.
Yeah.
It's literally criminal activity. I love when he said that. I was like, yes.
This is
you better speak on it. Yeah.
So Rehteah's law comes to pass, which prevents the spread of intimate pictures and also allowing police to get access to internet information quicker because they've been blumbering idiots for way too long.
There's one thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Earlier on, but I missed it. You know the bit where they were talking about like, rape is the only crime when the victim becomes the accused. Like, Rehteah's dad, Glenn, makes a really good point, and he says, if I was robbed down the street, like, I wouldn't be questioned about why I was there at night or like, did I drink anything? And like, they wouldn't ask me, do I give to charity, and say, oh, well, you give money to charity, so clearly you don't mind giving your money away. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is what they try and say with victims of rape, like, oh, well, you had sex with him, so like, were you really raped or did you just have sex with him?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just
It's
thought that was a
the
really good
same
point they
vibe.
made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the same vibe. Like, it's the only crime where, and it's because it's a crime that affects. If the roles were reversed and men were being the ones raped like tirelessly, you would see a completely different.
It's always the case.
Yeah.
They say like 95% of women who are raped are telling the truth.
Yeah.
So it's only 5% of men that are telling the truth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the odds. I mean, if you people love to do up logic and statistics. If you really want to do up logic and statistics, then like
Believe women.
right.
So, one of the defendants who took the photograph eventually pleads guilty to one count of producing child porn. And Leah says
there'll never be justice for Rehteah. She just wanted to be validated instead of being blamed for her own crime. And so the fact that he has pled guilty has, part of me feels some solace in that.
But like ultimately her daughter's dead.
Right.
And she died without knowing justice.
Right. And she died because of this. This didn't have to happen. She didn't have to die.
Yeah. So the documentary is coming to a close now, and we learned that Rehteah saved 5 lives with her organs, which was quite sweet. And the documentary closes with on-screen text that tells us the second male involved in the rape gets 1 year's probation and no jail time. There are still no sexual assault charges that have ever been brought forward.
And when you think about it, it's like the same thing they do with like racists on the internet and stuff. Like that person is going to become someone's boss, someone's mentor. That person's gonna be in a higher power in charge of maybe women or around women or have a daughter or do you get what I mean? Like it's like you're allowing this person to continue to exhibit those behaviors and you haven't even punished them. So you can't say, oh yeah, maybe they've learned their lesson. What lesson have they learned? That you can do what you want and get away with it.
This is why I genuinely believe that. Like,
what do you think he's gonna do in college? If this was high school.
I genuinely actually believe Gen Z men are better than
our lot, the millennials.
Yeah. Millennial men are so fucking shit. Like, you go on Twitter and you see it. Like, I honestly believe, like, I probably found one of the, like, last decent ones on offer. I mean, obviously you guys too, but you guys snagged yours before me, so I took the last one. Like, the logic is making sense. But I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, the stuff you see...
Twitter is so like sometimes I have to take breaks from Twitter because I just don't feel like it's normal or natural to be exposed to so many opinions at one time. Like I see things on Twitter and I'm just like, I cannot believe that a human being
lives this way,
thinks this and believes it so much so that they came to the internet to tell people that they weren't ashamed to say it. And they will look at someone who doesn't think this and think the same way about me that I think about them.
Yeah.
Like it's not normal.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Millennial men need to fucking do better.
I don't know, man. But yeah, this documentary, like, I think the story had to be told, and I'm happy. But the fact that Anonymous got involved is like, fam.
Yeah, that was
thank
the best
God. I
thing
just
ever.
wish that they had, because I even went online to try and search and find out who these guys were. I couldn't find anything.
I could. I found a picture of one of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I couldn't find all the articles were like, oh, they didn't want to say who they were because they didn't want to be. One of them, like, his name is still under. There's something. It's some law thing. Something about some like because they were children, their identities were protected at the time, and so they had to. The parents of Rehteah had to file for her identity to be released so that people would know about the story. Yeah. But no one else did that. So it's like they could sue you or whatever if you released their thing.
Picture.
Really?
But we can't post it because they'll sue us.
Okay. Well, we don't have anything for them to do, so.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, show it to me.
Sue us for all our future millions.
Literally, amens. Amen and amen.
But yeah, I'll share the picture with you.
Yeah, thanks, babes. Let me see.
Yeah.
So now it's time for our new segment.
The real crime, I think, was the beard.
This is our segment where we focus on something during the documentary that may not actually be criminal, but we definitely consider it to be a crime. Now, do you want to go or should I go?
I'll go.
Okay, go on.
What was the accent?
Oh, that was not mine.
That was
Which
mine.
accent? Oh, the
Canadian.
The Canada. The about.
Else.
Mine was, maybe this will be a little bit controversial. It was the reasoning that the mum used to name Rehteah.
I wanted to say that, but do you know that was my first one, but I didn't want to say anything negative about the victim.
It's not about her. It's not. Even when I talk about people's names, you didn't name yourself. It's got nothing. It's got nothing to do with her. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with her. And I think the name is actually a nice name. It sounded kind of Israeli to me when I first heard it.
I thought,
I was like, oh, Rehteah.
Exotic.
That's what I thought, and I was like, oh, Rehteah. I'm learning something new. The mum named her Rehteah because her niece was called Heather, and Rehteah is Heather backwards, and that's why she named her Rehteah.
Anyways,
and I was like, sis, this is a whole nother human being. Like, this is her own.
And then she has to carry. She has to carry that name with her.
Like, even if she had picked Rehteah just from the sky, I'd be like, yeah, I like the way that sounds.
That would have made
sense to me. Like, I don't think.
But the dad too. How did you allow that happen?
That's what I'm saying. And it was all the mum. You can tell the mum was so proud of it. Like, yeah, her cousin was called Heather.
Because she even said it on the doc.
Yes, what I'm saying. That's how I know.
Yeah.
I literally was like, sis, you didn't have to do this.
This is embarrassing.
But yeah, no. So yeah, that's the real crime to me. Like I just don't know why the mum did that. But
that was also a crime I had on my list.
Yeah, the name to me is not a bad name. Like I think it suited her. I think it's different. No one else is gonna be called that. But like, how are you gonna name? You could have just named her Heather then. If that's what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, regardless, it's a really, really sad case. It's a really, really sad like story, and it's sad because she actually, like the mum said, we'll never get justice.
Yeah.
And fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck Halifax.
But I just want to say, like, I also just feel like this should just be a moment to redefine what sex education looks like.
Yes.
When I was growing up, sex education for me was like periods
and babies and fetus. Yeah.
Giving birth.
Because I don't remember learning about consent in school.
No,
I learned consent is sexy from the internet.
I feel like kids should be taught consent. They should be taught like LGBT, like the different.
At the very least, consent. Because I've said this before on the podcast. Like when I see children, like I like to let them know, look, I'm going to be testing your eyes today. We're going to do this. Is that okay? We're going to do this. Is that okay? We're going to do this. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. This is why we need to do it. Like, you know, that kind of thing. But like, it starts with everything, like giving kids autonomy over their bodies from the very beginning. Yeah. Because I feel like letting your child know that, like, and I've had this conversation with my boyfriend before, like when I have children, I don't want to be like, oh, that's your PP or whatever. Like, that's your penis and that's your vagina. And these are body parts and that's what they're called, right? Because then you don't feel a way about it. You don't feel embarrassed about it.
It's just another part of your body.
Like your arm, your leg, exactly. And it's like, if an adult comes and starts touching you in weird places, you're not afraid to say, because to you, it's normal and it's weird. Yeah. Like, I feel like kids should really have that. They should have autonomy. And I'm not saying like, ask your kids for permission, like, you know, for certain things, but I feel like they are mini humans. You didn't ask to be here, and like they should have autonomy. They should be able to make decisions. They should, like, obviously under your guidance, they should be able to choose.
It's even like now, like when I'm around kids and stuff like that, like I don't just like pick up a kid. It doesn't matter how close they are to like me as a family friend or whatever. Like we had a family friend that came around yesterday, and we're quite close to the family and stuff, and I hadn't seen the son in a while. And like I kept saying to him, like, oh, like, can I carry you? Like, because obviously I love kids. So, and he was like, there were times when he was like, no. And then that's fine. Then he'd come back and I'd be like, and then he opened his arms. And then I'd carry him. Exactly. Then when he was tired, he'd come. You have to give kids the right over their own body.
Because I have been, as an adult, I have been picked up by a nigger that I didn't even really know and just lifted me into the air. And what the fuck is that shit? It made me, I was actually livid. I was livid. And I can't imagine, obviously kids don't have the words or the phrase. They don't really know much about life yet. But like, can you know when a kid wants you to carry them? Do you know what I mean?
So
and obviously, you know when they need to be carried. Just because I'm light and I'm small, what, is going to pick me up?
Yeah, no.
But I get it, I understand, and I get it's different when it's your child and stuff like that. But like, you know, like kids are mini humans. They have thoughts, they have feelings. Whether they can express them or not is their own issue. But like, I don't know. Like,
they should be given the right.
Yeah, and they should learn about consent in school. Definitely, definitely, 100%.
So what are we doing next?
Next, guys, excited. Drum roll, please. We're doing a credit.
I think we promised you last week we talked about all my shit relationships
all the dating and stuff. I'm afraid I don't have much to contribute, but
just make up stories now.
Okay, I will.
You must have something.
No, just the Rehteah. Do you remember the Rehteah?
No.
I went on date with her.
Save it for the pod.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's it really. Where can they find us? On
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
YouTube, Instagram, Two Girls on Doc. Two Girls on Doc podcast on TikTok.
Oh yes.
And where can they find you?
Forums with 2 underscores
on Instagram and Twitter, and on her other podcast, Character Replay.
And they can find you nowhere because you don't.
Yeah, you can find me on bdonIwear.com if you would like an eyewear questionnaire where I tell you what glasses will suit you. But yeah, other than that, that's it really. We should probably have some bloopers from this episode because we're live and in person, so I don't have to force them like I normally do.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, guys. That's it then, I guess, isn't it? Oh, no trailer, obviously, because it's But we're going to leave you with Foren's wonderful rendition of And I Am Telling You.
Oh, you're going to take that from when I sang it?
No, we're going to do it again.
Okay. And I am telling you, woo, I'm not going.
Come on.
You're the best man I'll ever know.
Come on.
There's no way I could ever go.
No, there's no way.
No way I'm living without you.
Come on, sing it, sis.
I'm not living without you.
See, there's just... Oh, you don't want to be free. Sorry, go on.
I want to be free. I'm staying.
And
do
you know what I'm doing? It's stay. And who?
And you.
And who?
And you.
And who?
And you. You're gonna love me.
Yeah. You're gonna love
me. Yes, you are.
You sure are.
You are, guys.
And if you do
Curtis
love us,
is supposed to love me. Guys, watch Dreamgirls.
If you love us, you will leave us a review on Apple.
On
Apple. I don't think you can leave reviews on Spotify, can you?
No.
No. But again, we want to do a credits episode where we just read out your reviews, good or bad or ugly.
Yeah.
If
you comment on my singing, I will get the FBI and anonymous track.
No, but what if they comment?
No, if you
good
comment
things?
negative, obviously.
Oh, but what if they do that? It's impossible.
Exactly.
That was really, really good.
Very beautiful rendition.
Exactly. Yes. Don't even think about that.
I feel like J Hard is gonna call me, be like,
J Hard. J Hard. Sorry.
Yeah.
J Hard's call me.
I'll
do back and vocals. Yeah, you can have her. That's fine.
Yeah, she'll be like, bitch, you
I thought it was me.
Yeah, literally, girl.
All right, guys. Bloopers coming next.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you have?
Okay. Do I have what?
I was gonna say, do you have your crime of the documentary?
Do I have
the crime of the documentary?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Have you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Great. It's tough to find one in this one.
Yeah, I know.
But I found it.
I found it pretty soon, actually.
Okay. Wings.
Fuck the wings. Yeah. Right now, let's just do this and then we can have wings later.
Ready?
Let me get my notes up. Sunshine, you make me feel alive. Little more, just a little more. Is it recording? Sure is. Okay. This drink is hitting.
Yeah, it's hitting.
It's so good. That's why, do you remember when I called you and I was like, oh, do you like pina coladas?
I mean, obviously I knew you.
I was in the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't know, no.
I did.
No.
I didn't know which one it was, but I knew that's what you... I mean, why else would you ask me?
Because I just wanted to know something about my friend.
And you call me?
Yeah. Because I wanted to know right then, while I was in Sainsbury's.
Yeah.